January 1st, 2025. Hello everybody, welcome into Jar's Toy Emporium. My name is Jacob, and yes, 2024 has come and gone. We are officially in 2025, and I think this year is going to be pretty great for the channel. Now, if you guys have been following along with us this past year, you know we hit some crazy milestones. We were able to hit 1,000 subscribers, which was one of my goals at the beginning of the year, but I think we could have done a lot more if it wasn't for one thing. Consistency. Kind of ever since I started this channel, I always have a ton of great ideas, a lot of short content I want to make, a lot of long form content I want to make, but I always fall off in the form of consistency. I'm not super consistent. I'll go through a couple of months where I'm posting like every other day. I'm getting 2 or 3 long form videos out a week. And then I go into dry spouts where I go about a month, sometimes even a month and a half without posting really anything. And I think that's going to be the big thing for channel growth this year. And that's going to be, like I said, consistency. We're going to try to be a lot more consistent about posting. I've kind of been holding off on this last month of December and trying to just get prepped for some things that I want to do for this upcoming year, and namely the month of January. I think if we can get off to a hot start this month, we'll be able to continue that flow throughout the rest of the year, and I'm super excited to give it a shot. But if you guys are anything like me, one of the things that can help with consistency is having a neat area to record and not having to move a lot of stuff out of the way. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today, is cleaning up the studio a little bit so that when I am ready to record a video, it's quick and easy. I can come right in here, get what I want done, and then get out. So let me flip the camera around and show you guys a little bit what I'm talking about. Alrighty guys, so this is the studio right now, and it is definitely in some rough shape. As you guys can see, that is normally where I stand, and actually over there is kind of neat because I actually have to have a spot to stand to record my shorts and all that stuff over there. But the rest of the room is a bit of a mess. So that's going to be today's focus. We're going to work on cleaning up this studio so that when we want to record videos, it's not such a hassle. And as you guys can see, it's definitely a bit of a hassle right now. But before we get into any of the cleaning and stuff in here, it is Wednesday, so that means it is Comic Book Wednesday. So let's head down to the comic shop, pick up my pickups for the week, and then we're going to get back here and get to cleaning up this entire studio. Alrighty guys, we are currently on our way to the comic shop, and now I know what some of you might be wondering, Jacob, if you go to the comic book shop on Wednesdays, why do you wait until Thursdays, Comic Book Wednesdays on a Thursday, to show us your hauls? Now, that's a very reasonable question, but today is New Year's Day, so I'm actually off work, which is why I'm able to go to the comic book shop at a reasonable time. It is currently 12:04, so normally I'm at work at this time, but since it's New Year's, I'm off. And then also on Wednesday nights, I have church, so I usually don't have an opportunity to get to the comic book shop and come home and film, because as soon as I get home from work, I go to church. So if I did want to do everything on a Wednesday, everything would be getting uploaded super late, like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and that just doesn't make much sense. So that's why I started doing Comic Book Wednesday on a Thursday, because it still gives me the opportunity to show you guys the cool haul of comics that I do get, and it gives you guys an opportunity to see the stuff that I'm into and what I'm reading. So I think it works out, but that's a reasonable question, but I think that's a reasonable answer as well. So let's get to my favorite comic book shop in Jacksonville, Florida, and get some of the cool comics that we got. And we got a couple of variant comics that I think I'm going to be able to pick up today that I'm super excited about. Gotham City Limit, my home away from home. Alrighty guys, we just got out of the comic shop. We got a pretty big bag of stuff, so let's get back to the studio and I'll show you guys a sneak peek at what I got. Alright guys, we're back in the studio and I am pumped because we have quite a good stack of comics to get through, and we got some pretty cool stuff, so let's check out what I picked up. Now, let me put you guys on to something real quick. If you guys aren't a fan of sparkling water, I would highly recommend trying this Waterloo Tropical Fruit. I used to not be a big fan of sparkling water. I've slowly started to get into a bit more, and this one is really good. All right, so the first comic I wanted to highlight is one of my favorites of 2024, and I'm super excited to continue reading it, and that is Absolute Superman issue number 3. This cover is so good. As you guys can see, we get Crypto right there. I think this is awesome. I've said it time and time again, the Absolute Universe has been by far one of my favorite things to read in 2024. Superman is great. Batman is my favorite comic of 2024 as far as new releases go. Absolutely love Absolute Batman, but super excited to continue to read Absolute Superman. It's fantastic. If you guys haven't started reading the Absolute Universe, this is a sign for you to go pick up a couple issues and get into it. Next up, we do have Void Rivals issue number 15. Now, this did actually come out last week, but my comic shop actually got shorted on the cover A, so I had to wait till this week to pick it up, which isn't a big deal, but Cover A of issue number 15 looks super, super good. This has been one of my probably most surprising things that I have gotten into. I was never a big Transformers, G.I. Joe, any of that stuff growing up. And if you guys know the Energon universe, it all does blend Transformers and G.I. Joe and the Void Rivals stuff together. This has gotten me super into it. I've really started to like Transformers and G.I. Joe, and that's all because of Void Rivals and the story they've been able to tell in, coordination with Transformers and G.I. Joe and all those great ones. But this has been really good. If you guys, again, another little sign from the universe here, if you guys are into comics and you haven't started reading any of the Energon universe stuff, go try it out. Next up, we have Ahsoka issue number 7. We have Sabine, Ezra, and then we have Ahsoka the White right there on the cover. Now, I actually don't normally read these because they're kind of just reiterations of the show. I do like picking them up for the collection because I'm a big Star Wars fan. It's my favorite franchise, as far as Marvel, DC, stuff like that. So this is the reason I pick those up, is because I just like having them in a collection. And I do think the covers look pretty cool, and I think one day they'll make a great display piece. Next up is another comic that came out a couple weeks ago, and I actually did not have it on my pull list at the time, and it sold out before I could get to the comic shop. I talked to the owner, and he said he'd order me a copy of it, and that is issue number 1 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man here. This is actually the prelude to the Disney Plus series that is coming out later this month. I think it's this month. So super, super cool here. This is going to be a really fun animated series coming out. The cover looks so good. The yellow, everything on it is absolutely fantastic, but super cool to finally have this and get a little bit of a, head start on the upcoming animated series. So the next thing I picked up is actually the most money I've ever spent on a comic book, which is really, really cool because you guys know I'm newer to comic book collecting. So it's been a little bit before I've started to actually start to spend some money outside of normal $4 or $5 comic books. Now this one they're not super, well, they're kind of rare. I think they'll be really worth some money one day, but that's not why I bought them. As I just told you guys, I love the Absolute Universe, Absolute Batman, Superman. Batman was my favorite of 2024, and Tyler Kirkham actually did a Connect set for Absolute Batman and Superman. So these look so, so good, and I'm super happy and excited to flip the camera around and show you guys, but check these out. This is actually a Connect set here for Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman. Look how good those look together. Now, I'm so excited to have these in the collection. Now, Gotham City Limit, they only had 2 sets of these at the shop. One of them was going to the owner, who is a big Tyler Kirkham fan. I can't argue because I love Tyler Kirkham as well. His art looks super, super good. And the other set, he said, was already sold. And if the person didn't pick them up, that I would be the first one to get an opportunity at them. The other person decided to pass on them, and he gave me a call and let me know that they were mine if I wanted them. So I was super, super stoked to pick these up today. And I mean, look at how cool that looks. That Connecta set looks so, so good. It goes so well together. This is super, super cool. Now, that's actually not the last thing that I picked up at the comic shop. They did have some first printings of Void Rivals that I was missing, so I went ahead and picked those up so I could continue to read through the series, because I've only read the first 6 issues, and I haven't been able to catch up recently. So I did pick up an issue number 6 first printing, which is super cool to have. They were, of course, missing issue number 7 first printing, which stinks, so I had to hunt that down so I can continue to read, because I have read issue number 6, but they did have some of the other ones that I hadn't read yet. So they had issue number 8 first printing of Void Rivals. They had issue 9, issue 10, 11, and 12 right here. So super, super cool that I was able kind of to dig into the backlog a little bit and catch up on some comics that I was missing. Super happy to have those, but I will have to hunt down issue number 7 so I can catch up to where we're at right now. But yeah, that is our comic book pickups for the week. You guys got a little bit of a head start, but I will still be doing my Comic Book Wednesday on a Thursday tomorrow and re-showing off some of this stuff. And if you guys didn't know, I didn't get to do one last week because I was in West Virginia with some family last week. So I do have last week's pickups that I'm going to be showing on Comic Book Wednesday on a Thursday. It's going to be a lot of comics we have to show off, so that's going to be a quick short, but you guys got a little bit of a head start to see what we did pick up this week. Now is the time. It is time to get to work. As you guys can see, we have so much stuff in the floor here. Such a mess. Have some great Lego sets that I got for Christmas. We have some more over there. Here are all those comics that we just got. We have some Funko Pops that need put up. We have some sodas that we need put up. It's a mess. It is a huge mess in here. So let's get started and let's get all of this Christmas decorations taken down first, and then we can put up some of the new fun stuff and get organized a little bit more. It's a nice coffee. Can you even see it? Oh, you see it? Wow.
You're doing a time lapse, right?
Yeah, but I'm definitely pausing it for that part. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we've got this table pretty neat and docked here. We obviously have a bunch of comics there, but I do need those because we still got to film Comic Book Wednesday on a Thursday. But we have this wall pretty blank right now because we're going to be swapping out the poster, swapping out the comic books to make it match more not Christmas, because sadly Christmas is gone. But we got a bunch of comics stored in our filing cabinet. We're going to clean up, hopefully hang some more stuff up here throughout this year. I got a few other things right over here that I'm going to hang up. Super excited about that My Hero poster. Obviously, we have a whole bunch of totes and stuff with pops in them, but we're going to focus on this area right now. Alrighty guys, so we finally got all these things put up on the wall here. As you guys can see, we went with what I think is one of the best Funko posters we've gotten recently. My wife actually made the final decision for me, but I couldn't have agreed more. This New York City 2024 Comic-Con poster. I just love all the little details, how it looks like Freddy, Franny, and Prodor in Times Square. Such a cool poster, absolutely love it. And then we went with some darker kind of pop-in colors to kind of match it. So we got some Street Fighter versus Ninja Turtles right here. We have some Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. We have the Dan Mora Challengers of the Unknown cover right there. And then this is a cover I had up previously on the wall, but I couldn't really find anything else that matched this setting here. So super happy with how this turned out, though. I think it looked great. But as you guys can see, we've made a little bit of progress, but we still have a lot of stuff on the floor, so let's keep going. All right, guys, so we have gotten a ton of stuff cleaned up in here. As you can see, we still have a few things in the floor that we need to neaten up, but for the most part, we can actually walk around, which is super, super nice. Now, this table is pretty much all cleaned off now. We just have a few comics. Those I'm going to do a short with, so I need those out right now, and then those will make it into the filing cabinet there. Got a few magazines just kind of displayed here, like if you were at like a store or something. Little clock, a bookmark, just some random stuff on the table. But overall, we have made a ton of progress. So let me walk you through some of the things that we did. One of the things we did was we took a bunch of these art books that I've super gotten into recently. My wife actually picked me up the Art of Spider-Man 2 for Christmas. Super excited to really look into that one, but I love looking through art books. I think they're so cool. You can get so much cool information from like the artists and stuff and why they went a certain route with designs. I just think that stuff's super neat and interesting. So that's super cool. We have a few Lego sets here that I'm super excited to build. And then we also have my blacklight flashlight for when I want to light up one of these glow-in-the-dark. Oh, there's one right there. Glow-in-the-dark Funko Pop. So got that there. And then if we don't look too much in the closet, it's a bit of a mess. But we have some of our Funko sodas over here and then a few other random little things on the shelf. Now, I will go ahead and give a huge shout out to Barry. Now, Barry is actually the one that sent me over these anime sodas right here. And then Slapshot Pops actually threw in a chase for the Ochako. So Barry sent that over before Christmas, and I never got around to doing a video on it, which I know that makes me a terrible person. But Barry, thank you so much. And Slapshot Pops, thank you guys so much. That was actually the very first Christmas gift I got this year. So super, super cool to have those. Those are my first My Hero sodas. And as you guys can see, I'm a huge My Hero Academia fan. We have a whole shelf over here dedicated to it. And then another shelf right down here. Hopefully we'll get some more pops in the future of My Hero. We got My Hero stuff all over. We got a huge poster we got to put up. But anyway, thank you so much, Barry. I'm super excited to have those. I do plan on doing a short on those in the future, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's super nice to finally have some room again. I do still have a few things I need to clean up, but I think we made some great progress today. Alrighty, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. We're starting off 2025 with a bang. We got the whole studio neatened up, which it's super nice, super relieving to have room in here again. Absolutely love that. But that's going to do it for today's video. Like I said, look forward to more videos. Like I said, we're going to try to be more consistent this year. I don't exactly know the route I want to go with types of videos. We're going to do reviews. We're going to do some lifestyle stuff of me going out picking up comics like we did today. Some random stuff, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Have lots of short content that I'm super excited to make. But I think 2025 is going to be a really great year. I'm really looking forward to it. So if you guys stuck around this long, I know this was probably a pretty long video. After I get to editing, I'm going to be like, holy cow, we did a lot today. But make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you want to see whenever we upload stuff. Because again, we're going to be more consistent this year. So let's have a great year this year. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.